Yeah, so yeah, it's hard. Good morning and welcome to the Church of Sagan. Science and skepticism and Carl Sagan, you know the routine. We're gonna do a little different thing today. So I bought an e-bike. This is the Lectric XP 2.0 with the extended battery. I bought the step through, so I'm not sure if step through is supposed to be more for women. There was also a white one. I kind of like the white one a little better, but with the light blue it kind of made it look more feminine, and I don't know if that's my insecurity or if I don't know why we give bikes genders. It seems like anybody would be more comfortable with a step through design. So, but I did see a lot of male owners have the step through design, so I guess I shouldn't be so insecure. But I essentially bought this because I work from home, and most of the time the only thing I use my car for on most days is to drive a short, like 5-mile drive to the gym. That's downhill. I think it might be actually 2.5, but it's downhill 2.5 and then uphill 2.5, and not a huge incline, but it seemed like I was getting bad gas mileage because I was only taking these short trips. And as I'm trying to be, you know, more CO2 oriented, I figured if I got an electric bike, maybe in the long run it'll help, you know, save some money, gas mileage, and you know, and then I can do my warm-up before I even get there, so that I can hit machines or whatever I want to do as soon as I hit the gym, and not have to sit on a like an elliptical for a while. But so far I love this bike. I think on a promotion they were supposed to send me like extra comfort seat or something. I think this is just the standard one. It's still pretty decent, you know. I should probably ride them and ask, but I generally like it. I charged it up full once and got almost 30 miles, but I didn't completely empty it. I had a few bars left. I just wanted to charge it because this is my first full weekend of driving it, and I want to make sure I had a full battery going into the weekend. So, you know, there's I don't know passes, but essentially it's pretty much like how much torque it hits the battery with, I guess. And so I usually keep it between 1 and 3. Sometimes when I go uphill I do it 4. I have not gone to 5 yet. 5 is the max it has. It's also, so it's currently set at a class 2 bike, which means the max speed is 20 miles per hour. There's some change you can do to bump it up to 28 miles per hour, which then you have to peel off this sticker, and underneath is a class 3 sticker. But in the state of Nevada, it looks like they don't really allow class 3, so I'm comfortable with keeping it class 2 for now. It feels like 20 miles per hour is pretty cool. And there's the motor. So with e-bikes, there's 2 types of motors. There's like mid or hub, back hub. I guess mid's a little better, but I think back hub's more common. But I'm pretty happy with that. Also, this is a foldable. I haven't successfully unfolded it yet. To unpack it, I had to, or I guess I did unfold it when I packed it. I haven't folded it back, but you pretty much don't have to do much assembly when you get it. The bike's pretty much assembled. It's just folded. It's got a lot of packaging on it, so the hardest part is clipping off all the zip ties, you know, and then the handlebar folds. So I kind of had to stick that in. and turning it on was maybe mildly confusing. So the key's down here, just turn it on there, and then you have to hold the power button to get it to come on briefly, and then to switch the PAS you click these plus and minus buttons. If you want the lights, so it has a light on it, you hold the light down, and it's a pretty bright day, so that light I can't tell. It's a pretty mild light, but it seems to do the trick. There's also, okay, you can definitely tell the light is on the back, I think. And pretty much the only upgrade I've gotten is this bag. This one I think was like 20 bucks on Amazon. I also got, in case I do need to dry when it's kind of dark, I got like a little shiny vest. And what was really cool is I got this bike really fast. So I think on the website it told me it might take a couple weeks to arrive. It took literally a couple days. I ordered it, I think, on a Wednesday night. It came in on a Friday afternoon a week ago. I didn't get to use it too much last weekend because my wife and I went to a music festival. And which brings me to my next topic. My wife caught COVID at the music festival. And because, as spouses do, live together, and especially spouses that have a toddler have to be in contact together, as of this morning, I have tested positive for COVID. So yes, this is my first day where I get the opportunity to have a good, nice morning ride with this bike. But I'm also dealing with mild symptoms of COVID. I've just got a mild sore throat. Of course, I'm outside. I'm not finding it to talk to anybody or come into contact with anybody. So I'm just trying to get in a little exercise. And so yeah, this will be fun. I'm excited you guys are going on this journey with me. Okay, so I went a few miles and now I'm at this nice park with a nice view. It's got like this little bike slash walking lane. So I'm gonna try and ride and hold my phone and help you get the experience of riding this thing at the same time. So it has a throttle, and I've been keeping the gear up at like 7 every time I ride. And then usually if I'm at a stoplight or a stop sign and I have to stop and go, I kind of use the throttle to kick myself back up instead of pushing this thing with my own energy. One of the things is this bike is super heavy. I think it's about 65 pounds. So, but you can't ride it without any PS, and it's doable, but I wouldn't want to ride this thing uphill. And you know, when you're crossing the street, you kind of want to just power across and not stand there awkwardly with a bunch of cars. But yeah, COVID status, my throat is killing me right now. I took a couple spoonfuls of Dayquil before I left the house. I thought that would be nice, and I could kind of do like a little, you know, woozy joyride. But yeah, I'm definitely still feeling it in my throat. But yeah, let's give this thing a try. So, yeah, so, yeah, it's hard. Okay, I'm not gonna use the throttle anymore when I'm using one hand, but now I'm like riding, and it's definitely like a little nice cruise that this thing does. On even 2, you know, I'm not really putting much of my own force on it. I'm just kind of cruising, helping it along. It's very nice. I definitely enjoy this purchase. So here's a few details on the trail I'm doing. And with this e-bike, it's just a walk in the park. Even when I'm battling these mild COVID symptoms. I originally had it at 2 pass. I'm dropping it down to 1 pass just to have a little bit more of a challenge. I did it at 3 pass for a moment, and it was just too fast. It feels, I mean, and 3 pass it's good more on like open straight roads where cars are, but if you're doing a normal bike path, I think you only need like 1 or 2. And then if you're doing like a strong uphill incline, you might want to do 3, 4, hey, maybe even 5 if it's crazy, if you're wild. But yeah, having a night's drive back home, back in my neighborhood. The odometer's at 38, so about a 10-mile ride. What's really cool is on the way back, I decided to take a little fun detour and kind of go on somewhat of an off-road path. And so what's neat about the XP is they have the fat tires, and they also have the shocks, which you can turn off and on. So once I kind of went on the dirt road path, I turned on the shocks, and it was a pretty smooth ride even over rocks and dirt. But yeah, it's a fun bike. I'm not sure if I'm reducing my CO2 because this thing was manufactured in China, had to be transferred over from China on a big stinky boat probably, and you know, when I charge it, most of the electricity from Nevada comes from what is it, natural gas, which still spits out supposedly some CO2. But some day maybe I'll do the calculation on that. But thanks for joining me on the ride. I love my bike. I'll make a few more videos on this bike, and make sure to like the video and subscribe. Thanks so much. Hail Sagan.